Yo, what's up? DJX here, back with another Ninjala video. In this video, I'm going to be covering the Popeye hammer. This hammer can heal itself and its allies around it, and is pretty powerful overall. Starting with the basic attacks it has, the normal attack, the back attack, and the wide attack. Starting off with the normal attack. The normal attack is a 3-hit combo that does 200 damage when it's a small weapon. This is your most damaging move. It's going to be the move to destroy drones quickly in both Battle Royale and teams. Next is the back attack. The back attack is a charge move that has super armor on it. It's really good for closing distance on opponents and basically being a support type, but you gotta keep in mind that the startup is kind of long, so you could be hit out of it if you're too close to an opponent, so be mindful of that. Overall, back attack, really good move from using from distance because you have super armor and you can't be hit out of it, and therefore just attack you from distance. The next is the wide attack. The wide attack is just another spin, just like all the other hammers, except for this spin is quite weird because it doesn't do a lot of damage per se, like as you see here, but its distance is pretty good and attracting is pretty good as well. It's just that I think that this spin is faster than the other 4 hammers, but that's to say, it's pretty interesting. The wide attack is probably mainly used for groups of enemies, disrupting groups of enemies and stuff, and try to knock them out with whatever they're doing, supporting allies and stuff, whatnot. So overall, the wide attack, pretty situational, but I think it's decent. Next, we're going to be covering the special. The special on this weapon is a healing barrier it can put around itself, and it can heal a lot, pretty much a lot. It can target you and your allies if you're playing team battles, and it can heal a lot. But this special is quite different because it has the properties of like normal attacks. So we have here, if you press the special button while it's in neutral position, it does the small barrier that heals a lot really fast. The next one is the back attack one. If you hold the stick to the left or right and then press the special button, charge forward and creates a little bit bigger field, and while knocking back opponents as well. This move is really good in teams. You can knock people back, and it also doesn't trigger S-bursts. It doesn't trigger parries as well. And then the third version of this move is the wide attack. This creates a massive healing field, but the healing is slower depending on the size of the shield. So the smaller the shield is, the faster it heals. This special is probably one of the best specials, but one of the best supportive specials in the entire game, in my opinion, because you can just create a massive healing field while you're fighting, and it can make you very hard to kill. You can also use this in Battle Royale if you want to. You just create a massive healing field. I haven't really seen any clips. I think only you still get healed because it's a weird weapon, but I haven't seen much. And that does it for the special. Overall, special is insanely good for teams and just to use for yourself. The cards are like, this weapon doesn't need any healing cards because its healing is really good anyways. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Next, I'm going to be talking about the gumshoot it has. The gumshoot's called gum lasers. It's pretty straightforward. You just fire with some lasers and it hits the opponent. This gumshoot is really good support gumshoot because it has long range, and when it's a big bubble like this, it can instant bind, but the bind is short though. but it has enough time for you to close the distance to getting some attacks off. This gumshoe can also go through walls as well, but this probably isn't recommended because you don't know what's behind the wall at any point in time, but that's just something to keep in mind. Overall, gumshoe, great support gumshoe. If you see a teammate getting attacked from a distance, you could just point and fire, especially if it's a big weapon. I mean, a big and you can just insta-bind your opponents and turn the tables on them just like that. And then lastly, for the weapon, well, one of the things lastly is the ninjutsu. Now this is a new ninjutsu called baiting shark. What it is, you press the special button one time and it brings up this. You place down scrolls that can go on the ground, the wall, or the ceiling. And you can press X to cancel it. But once you release it, you throw a scroll on the ground and any opponent that get near it gets insta-killed by a shark. It's basically Tenchi Muyo, because you just instantly die, except for you can throw it out. You can just throw it and just leave it and go do something else and hope somebody steps on it. Pretty good for throwing it in chaos fights or throwing it, I guess, near drones or near areas people frequently come by. Like say, if you throw it on this dash panel and someone goes up, having it right here is gonna make it almost impossible to see in the first place because you only see one part of it sticking out. So anybody that gets near is just gonna instantly die. So it's good for this, like used like an actual trap, which is pretty good. Now, but using it first may seem a little weird, but you just gotta keep using it and get used to it. And then now touch on some few other things about this weapon with the passives. Well, yeah, the passive abilities. The first passive ability says when you KO opponent, the healing of your special is increased, which is pretty true. So every time you KO a person, the healing on your special is increased, so you heal faster with all of them. And then the passive ability, when it's a big weapon, it just all it does is just reduce the cooldown of the special. That's pretty good and straightforward. But there's also one other thing too. So if I put the S burst and I attack the bot here, lose. One other thing I noticed, so I'm missing health, right? But if I attack the opponent, I get a little bit of health back, and I don't have a life drain on either. So this weapon has its own passive life steal, but it's only a tiny amount though, compared to life drain's only a tiny bit. So that's something interesting too that I have found out too. So that's pretty cool. So this weapon doesn't need any type of healing cards because it can just heal itself through its abilities. So you can just put other cards on it. Overall, this weapon is probably very fun to play, and it could have a lot of impact if you know how to play the weapon well and everything. Overall, so basically, this weapon, how you play with it, I guess you can kind of play it as a disruptor type weapon. If you see, to help your allies, or if you're playing this weapon in VR, you could just try to use it, stay on the outside of fights, and then cause chaos from the outside with the lasers and the shark ninjutsu. Throw in the middle people, or you could just have it hit over on people like that, and just basically cause chaos. So that does it for this video. And the Popeye, this weapon's pretty good. And then in the next video, I will be covering the Cerberus because the second variant of this weapon, but that weapon is a little different. The playstyle was kind of similar, but it's have a different kit. So anyways, that does it for this video. Thank you all for watching. See ya.